Okay, let's go on to 2. I kind of like this. It's fun. And the earth. Oh, yeah, I need to kind of read it out and then maybe go back. Maybe. I don't know. And the earth was without form and void. And there are lots of ands in here. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, wow, okay, there's a lot of ands. So, tell you what comes to mind, like, remember your old basic programming? Have you ever had a Commodore 64? I don't even know these basic, or that logic stuff, like your basic and, ors, ifs, you know. That means that, and obviously, and to me, that kind of like a continuation. Okay, wait. Okay, so we got a beginning. There's a creation going on. One of them did say, like, I think in the beginning, talked about, see, his first fruits. That it also, to me, I tell you what's jumping out is the fact that this was the first version, his first fruit, the beginning. God created the heaven and the earth. Okay, and the earth was without form. Now, so he created rotten fruit. It's kind of saying that the word beginning alone has a sense of creation too. Wait a minute, maybe first fruits. See, how do you have a first fruit unless it's complete? I mean, you can go out there and have a tree or just a seedling. You ain't got no apples or oranges or anything. You got to have the first fruits. You're saying in the beginning God created. Okay. I feel okay. And the earth was without form. Okay, this word right here. Okay, earth, same as the other one above. This word was a primitive root. Ha, ya, ha, ya. A primitive root to exist. That is, be or become, come to pass. Come to pass means there has to be some completion. You know what I mean? Always emphatic and not a mere copula or auxiliary. Beacon. All together. Okay, be, come, accomplished, committed, like break cause, come to pass, can follow, happen, and okay, pertain, the bottom. Okay, so to exist. Okay, turmoil. Okay, so let's go back to make sure I ain't getting off the rails here. All right, where was that? No, right. And earth. Okay, that was when the earth was, and the earth was without form. Okay, was a primitive root to exist. That is, be or become. All right, so that's the one I guess I'm hitting on. The top one. That is, be or become, come to pass. Become or come to pass. Okay, and the earth. Doggone, I can't. Okay, become to pass. Is that what it was? And the earth become, come to pass, without form, and it became. Okay, became, become. So without form. So there's a transition right there. There's a hint of a transition. Okay, tohu. The word tohu, from an unused root meaning to lie waste, a desolation of surface. Okay, of surface. That is desert. Okay. All right. Okay, desert. We got a lot of desert still in the world. Just using a comparison there, you can get a visual of what a desert looks like. Figuratively, a worthless thing. Figuratively. Adverbially in vain. Adverbially in vain. Confusion, empty place, without form, which I think they're going to pick up on. Nothing, thing of, not, vain, vanity, waste, wilderness. Figuratively, a worthless thing. That's strange. You see what I'm saying? So if they read it the way they kind of, they're saying God created a worth and the earth was. I mean, okay, so they're saying In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and it was worthless. It was worthless. But then when he creates the other stuff, it's all, and it was good. But if we look at some of these other words, like just the very word beginning, that the first fruits, see what I mean? From the same as the first, so it is the first in place, time, order, rank, specifically a first fruit. Anyway, I'm not trying to push it too hard. I'm just saying that, well, I think we get one example of Cain and Abel, and one of them brought, some good fruits, or didn't bring the good fruits or whatever. But anyway, point is, and the first fruit, their first creation, just I think, and created the heaven. So where, okay, to put it this way, in order for it to become bad, where is it established in verse 1 that it was good? You could say that it was good without having to say it's good. All right, everything else, I would say that breaking down some of the words, especially beginning, not only does it place it the very first, because it's got an order, a rank, the first in place, in time, order, or rank, specifically a first fruit. All right? In beginning, and in beginning, I'm sorry. Okay, so it does define beginning, but to me it also defines a, well, I guess a beginning would be like the firstborn or something, first fruit. Maybe I don't know. I kind of, something like that. But it obviously defines that there was nothing before that. Maybe, because this is the first of its kind in the beginning. So, anyway, it's a place of time. The Elohim, God, created. See, to create. It can also mean, to create is another word. A demonstrative sense of entity. Properly self, generally used to point out more definitely the adjective verb. Namely, okay, what does 226 represent? I might have to go back and net it. Appearing in the sense of appearing. A signal, literally or figuratively, as a flag, a beacon. And so, a flag, like a beacon. I see light. When I see light, it's like, okay. Anyway, I was going to say Big Bang or something, but anyway, kind of got lost there. In the beginning, God created. Anyway, so I'm just saying that these things were established. Okay, he created the heaven. Okay, created the heaven. Does it say chaos? The second form being, dual of an unused singular from an unused root, meaning to be lofty. The sky as a lofty dual, perhaps alluding to the visible arch in which the clouds move, as well as to the higher ether where the celestial bodies revolve. Okay, so in the earth, all right, as we see here. Obviously, so see, they're completed. In the beginning, God created. These are complete. They're completed. And now, see, there's no word for this word and. Okay, but even though it's like, okay, so we can show as far as maybe the story goes, as we're being told in the beginning, as we're being told. In the beginning, like God created everything, blah blah, and the earth became. So, in other words, kind of like being told a short version instead of like the Reader's Digest condensed version. It's just like and maybe because time just didn't stop. You know what I mean? It's like oh God created all this stuff, and poof, all of a sudden there was no time. All of a sudden. Well, and then, like chapter 2 started, and all of a sudden, the earth was void. So anyway, so the and would be a continuation, the earth. And what did we see down here? Okay, from meaning to firm earth at large, partially a land, common country, earth, field, ground, land, nation, way, world. Okay, I thought there was something about insinuating that the earth was a living thing, but it does. And the earth, okay, was without form. And this, I think, didn't we just go over that? Oh, no, what is that? I got lost. Okay, was. Yeah, I'm going to have to edit all this out. A primitive root compared to exist, that is to be, okay, or become, okay. So, right. Became without form. All right, let's look at what form is. I'm going to have to always go back all this stuff. Form. From an unused root meaning to lie waste, a desolation. That is okay, I've already covered it. A worthless thing. Yeah, because of the first fruits, right? All right, so we're for darkness. Koshek. From another root word, the dark. Hence, literally, darkness. Figuratively, misery, destruction, death, ignorance, sorrow, wickedness, darkness, night, obscurity. What's this one? A primitive root, to be dark, as withholding light. Transitively, to darken. Transitively, to darken. Be black. Be make dark. Darken, cause darkness. Be dim, hide. Okay, this is wild to me. I tell you what I find crazy about this. Primitive root. Okay, to be dark, as withholding light. Withholding light, like you have to be a vessel. You know what I mean? You have to be a substance, right? They talk about dark matter in space. I mean, we just say, oh, there's darkness. They're saying here, I mean, how can it withhold light like a black hole? You know, withhold light. It doesn't matter the science behind it. But obviously, this to be dark as withholding light. It is what it transit to darken, to be black, dark, and cause darkness. And where did all this come from? Okay, so and darkness was upon the deep. Darkness, okay, misery. Okay, we got the front. Okay, we got the actual dark. Hence, literally, darkness. All right, literally. Figuratively, okay, we got the figuratively now, but from this root, we see that to be dark as withholding light, to darken, cause to be dim, to hide. I'm just saying that to me, to be dark as withholding light. How do you withhold light? You know, I mean, if there's light present, how do you contain it? The Lord says, let your light shine. I don't, you know, I mean, that's an answer, but anyway. I don't know, it's just standing out to me. All right, okay, so dark. Okay, so misery. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? Okay, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. All right, let's look at what. Okay, so misery. Okay, wow. So we got, was upon the face. Okay, so this misery was upon something. Properly the same as used as a preposition in the singular or plural, often with prefix, or as conjunction with a. Upon, above, over, upon, or against, yet always in the last relation with a downward aspect. And a great variety of applications, okay? Above, according to, against, among, and as, because of, beside, between, beyond the time, both, by. All right. I forgot what word we was on. All right. Wait a minute. The face. Okay, upon the face. All right, upon the face. Unused noun. Oh, nem. I forgot to pronounce nem. Plural, but an unused noun from the face is part of, as the part that turns, used in a great variety of applications. Okay, literally and figuratively also. Okay, so it's used in a great variety of applications. All right, this is a great variety of, okay, the face of the deep. So, okay, it's the face of the deep. So, There was something else that went along with it. Okay, tohem. Oh no, te home, te home. Te home. Okay. Excuse me. From another word, an abyss, as a surging mass of water, especially the deep, the main sea, or the subterranean water supply, deep place depth. That's interesting, subterranean water supply, but this way, an abyss as a surging mass of water. But it comes from whom, a primitive root, compared to another word, to make an uproar or agitate greatly, destroy, move, make a noise, put, ring again. Related to ha-mem, ha-mem. A primitive root, compared to some more, properly to put in commotion, by implication to disturb, drive, destroy, break, consume, crush, destroy, discomfit, trouble, vex. Primitive, okay, primitive, let me see this one. Okay, what's this one mean? Hava, again, a primitive root compared to make a loud sound, like English hum. By implication, to be in great commotion or turmoil, to rage, war, moan, clamor, clamorous, concourse, cry aloud, be disquieted, loud, mourn, be moved, make a noise, rage, roar, sound, be troubled, make an tumult, tumultuous, be in an uproar. Okay, so, let's get back to that. And that was the word for what, deep? Face of the deep. Wow. Okay, start with a surgeon massive. Well, okay, a surgeon. Okay, I'm trying to, okay, just till I move. I know sometimes they talk about the figuratively, that this could be the ocean. I don't like an ocean, but it would be the ocean of people. You know, sometimes. But I think I just need to stick to this as the water. So we just know that the water, an abyss, as a as a surging mass of water, especially the deep, the main sea. Okay, so I would say, okay, the earth was without form, chaos and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So everything, and we know the land's in turmoil, and the earth, okay. You see, if he made the heaven and earth, and now the earth is without form, we know it means to be lying waste, confusion, empty place, nothing, vanity, wilderness. From unused root, meaning to lie waste. Anyway, so we can, Uranus and Earth was without form. See, became, that's the key point. Became without form. See what I'm saying? Became without form. Or came to pass without form. So all this stuff happened. We're not being told why. But and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Okay, now it says the face of the waters, not the land. See what I'm saying? I don't know what, I honestly will have to keep on reading, but kind of, I haven't defined anything, but I'm just saying right there. It's just something to see. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Where do we see face last time? And there was form, blah, blah, blah. The face of the deep. Okay, so there's an association. See, deep, what word we got up here is 8415. What is waters down here? Dual of a primitive noun, but used in a singular sense, water. Figuratively, juice, by euphemism, urine, semen, piss, wasting, water, in course, flood, spring, A dual, but it's definitely water. And there's flood. Okay, moved upon the face of the waters. Alright. I guess what I'm trying to say was there water all over the earth. To see it just, okay, the darkness upon the face of the deep. So, or all is the and darkness upon the face of the deep. It doesn't say the earth. See what I'm saying? All the darkness was upon the face of the deep, and then we see again the relationship, the face of the waters. I don't know. Hey, I'm not trying. I don't know. We got to keep on reading. Let's just keep on reading. But have we moved? Okay. The spirit. We left a few out. It's kind of important. And the spirit. Let's go back to spirit and see ruach. Ruach. From another word, wind. By resemblance, breath. That is a sensible or even violent exhalation. Figuratively, life, anger, unsubstantially, by extension, a region of the sky, by resemblance, spirit, but only a rational being, including its expressions and function. That's interesting, only a rational being. Like if you're, insane mofo, it don't apply. Okay. Air, anger, blast, breath, cool, courage, mind, quarter, side, spirit, tempest. Okay, so what word? Okay, from this word, ruach, a primitive root, properly to blow, that is breathe. Only, literally, to smell or, by implication, perceive. That's interesting. Figuratively, to anticipate, enjoy, accept, smell, touch, make, I don't know what the X means, make of quick understanding. A primitive root, probably to blow, that is breathe. Only literally to smell. See, smell, I guess, would involve the breathing. Okay, let's go back up to, wait a minute, what, is that the spirit? That was the word? And the spirit of God. Okay. Okay, the spirit is by resemblance, breath. All right. A sensible, okay, just by resemblance, breath. That's our metaphor, by resemblance, you know what I'm saying? And what else we got here? What other word? Okay. Moved. We didn't hit moved. Moved. Raw cough. Raw cough. A primitive root, to brood. By implication, to be relaxed. Flutter. Move. Shake. Brood. That's interesting. By implication, to be relaxed. All right. And let's see what. Okay. And the Spirit of God moved upon. Moved. Or a primitive root, to brood. Moved. By implication, to be relaxed. Flutter, move, shake. See, flutter, move, shake is what I think they pick up on that. Okay, a lot of, by implication, to be relaxed. But a frequency, just throwing that in there, frequency. Okay, that God moved upon the face of the waters. So that's what I'm saying. So was the whole earth flooded? We know there was darkness upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water. Okay, so let's just call that one, we went through it. Okay.